Hello, I'm Jo Natoli, Principal of the Rental Specialists. Welcome to our 8th video in our 15-part series on the changes to the Residential Tenancies Act in New South Wales that came into effect on the 23rd of March 2020. Today we're talking about the publication of photos and videos. This issue was always a little tricky and had the capacity to create tension for landlords, tenants and property managers alike. There's now clarity about when someone can access the premises to take photos or film videos and under what circumstances someone can publish that footage to market the property for sale or for lease. Section 55 of the Residential Tenancies Act outlines the circumstances in which a landlord, property manager or other authorised person is permitted to enter the rental property without the consent of the tenant. For example, in an emergency, to carry out urgent repairs or where there are concerns for the health and safety of the tenant. The new Section 55(2)(d)(1) will extend this right of access without consent to a landlord, property manager or other authorised person so they can take photos or film videos of the interior of the premises to advertise it for sale or lease. This right of access may only be exercised if the tenant has been given reasonable notice and a reasonable opportunity to move any of their possessions so they don't appear in the photos or video. Where the tenant has been provided with reasonable notice and the tenant has chosen not to move certain possessions, the photography or video recording can still go ahead. Further, this right of access can only be exercised once within 28 days preceding the commencement of marketing of the premises for sale or lease or the termination of the agreement. In addition, a new Section 55A has been inserted into the Act. This section prohibits the publishing of any photos or videos of the interior of the premises in which any of the tenant's possessions are visible without first obtaining the written consent of the tenant. But the tenant can't unreasonably withhold this consent. However, it's not unreasonable for them to withhold consent if they're in circumstances of domestic violence. Importantly, the footage is not considered published if it's shared solely between the landlord and the property manager for the purposes relating to carrying out inspections, maintenance, or repairs. If you'd like any further information about any of these new laws and how they may apply to you, please feel free to be in touch with our office. We'd be happy to help.